Hey guys, Pretzelman 945 here. Welcome back to another video. Today I have a very big video. Because this is going to be the ultimate, my ultimate 2024 anime tier list. Based on every single anime show slash movie that I have watched over, I don't remember when the date was exactly, but approximately over the past 2 years. Because yes, that I've been watching anime now for 2 years. And in that span, I have seen 45 shows. I believe something like 14 or 15 anime films. Um so yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I have no idea how frequent this will be. Uh Whatever progress I make, I will most likely be using the same tier list template here so I don't have to go through all of the same ones again. Because I can add additional files later and such. So I'll just keep this uh for whenever I choose to update it again. It might be next year or it might be in like December, like the end of the year or something like that. I'm not really sure yet. But here's we have absolute trash, dropped things, which is not going to be very much. Disappointing, mid as fuck. Good to quite good, great to incredible, and then absolute masterpieces to peak fiction. Uh, this is mostly in alphabetical order from where I got them on my mouse. Uh, it's not going to be like a random or anything. I meant to do that beforehand, but it's not big deal now. Go here to okay. One that I just finished yesterday, actually. It's my 45th anime I finished, 91 days. That was very, very good. It was pretty great, honestly. I very much enjoyed 91 Days. I would say it's like a solid 8.5 out of 10. I think that it's how you make a really well constructed revenge story. Um, because um I think that number one, the setting of it being in prohibition, uh late 1920s type vibe is really interesting. Um the town of Wallace, even though it's not like a real town, it's a cool setting and I like it a lot. I really, just like the whole like mafia idea for the setting. I think that's really cool. Um I think that the relationship that they build between the two main characters, Nero Vanetti and Angelo Lagusa. I think that like the way that the two of them interact and something about this is a highlight compared to even other revenge stories I've seen is like this idea that uh like how like it's quiet Angelo is like his manipulation is incredibly subtle. And there are so many people that die one by one in this show, but like every single death, if especially if it's like connected to a good plot twist, feels extremely earned, and a lot of the plot twist deaths are especially shocking. I think the one that probably shocked me the most was when Don Orco was shot. By the way, spoilers for all of these shows. uh, in case that wasn't clearly obvious. If you have seen one of my videos before, you know how I talk about shows. But um, yeah, 91 Days was very good. The action was quite good. The OST was a banger. Um, I very much enjoyed that show. Now we have a silent voice. And this is gonna go in here. Okay, sorry for the cut. I had to get some water. Next we have a silent voice. And this was a good movie. Of the two, I absolutely prefer Your Name, which if you've seen my favorite movies list, then you would know that. But we'll get to that when we get to it. And this, by comparison, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. I thought the concept was really interesting. The animation was gorgeous. I what did I say? Yeah, okay. I think if we glance at something there. I think what I loved the relationship between the two main characters, but I found it kind of hard to sympathize with like the development of the main character. And some of the side characters got a little bit annoying. Um, but overall, like the idea of it and the relationship between two main characters was uh quite good. So yeah, it was a good movie. I guess 10, maybe 7.5. I'm not sure. Akira is the only thing going in absolute trash, and I know that that is like probably one of the hottest anime takes you're ever gonna fucking hear. Considering how beloved and well regarded this film is, and I was very much excited to watch it. Now granted, it's been like over a year since I first watched it, so maybe I need to give it another try. I don't know if this video gets any comments, perhaps you can let me know. But in my experience, uh, this movie had so many problems. It was it was a total clusterfuck. Like there were so many things going on at the same time, and it made the film like absolutely impossible to follow. Um, Nothing like clean off what I said on Mel. Nothing is explained, in my opinion. Oops. Um, like it feels like it just kind of throws you in with a little bit of explanation and then barely anything else. And then every single character and character like every single character, especially Tetsuo, they're annoying. Their relationships are so underdeveloped. Nothing feels paid off at the end of the movie. And I know it's from like 1988, but my God, the animation was awful. Okay, sorry for that pause. My dad came down, wanted to say hi. Um, Mono Farm. One I finished quite recently. I will order them as I go, but I might do like precise ordering at the end. But for now, it's going above a silent voice. This was quite an enjoyable show. I thought the premise was really interesting, and I forget the name, but like her presence as a ghost character and this idea that like, some people can see her versus like not, and how that kind of like, bleeds into a larger theme of uh, you know, um call it. Like, losing someone versus, holding on to them and believing they're still there. Um, I thought it was very sad. But like not like kind that will make you fall and cry. I know I don't cry at anything, but like, it wasn't like that level of sad. I think I've seen things that are way sadder than Anohana. Um, but it was still a sad show. My favorite thing was definitely like how well executed the dynamics of all the characters were. Like the character relationships and how those intertwine between like the main six characters. I thought that was just really, really well done. I guess it was five without like the one as it goes, which I don't remember her name. But yeah, very good show. Uh, oh man, okay. Apothecary Diaries was an absolutely incredible show. Um, so, uh, right off the bat, I extremely fascinated with uh Chinese history. Uh, is one of my biggest fascinations in terms of like history wise. And I think that the setting that it explores, it's like even though it doesn't directly say that, it's very clear that what it is. And I think it's extremely faithful. I think it's really, really interesting. Um, and that entire setting and like the architecture and the costume design of the characters, the way it's animated, uh, the lives of the people, everything about that, top notch. I love all of that. And speaking of animation, like, remember studio did Cherry Diaries. It was like some studio I've never heard of before. It's Ho-Ho. Um, which, season two in 2025 hype. Uh, but, um, yeah, I, I'd never heard of this animation studio before, but man, um, um, they did an amazing job. Like, some of the character animations in like some of the dancing scenes, it's like stunningly beautiful. And like the detail and the facial expressions when like Mao Mao like, has her makeup removed, for instance. It's just stunning. Um and uh I also love the like how there's kind of like a lot of different things in here. There's her solving medical mysteries, there's her solving straight up like murder mysteries, there's her like Mama interacting with the politics of the court. All those things are super, super interesting and really, really fun to follow. And that's mostly because Mao Mao is one of the best female written characters of all time. And at this point, I'm definitely going to make a video on like my favorite female characters soon because I've seen so many of them recently that have become high on that list from recent animes. I feel like I have to make that video now. Um, but yeah, I love everything about Mao Mao. I love her personality. I love the humor. I love her facial expressions. I love her dancing. Like everything. And I'm not saying this is like, best girl waifu type material. Like you can't do that for Mao Mao. Mao Mao is too pure, too innocent, too like good of a character to be even demeaned to that level, honestly. Um, and also the OST, which only in part by Kevin Penguin, but the party tribute was fire as hell, as always. The OST is probably one of the best I've ever heard. And that's not even just because I love Asian style traditional music, which this OST has a lot of. Um, so yeah, absolutely incredible show. All right. Next we have Assassination Classroom. This is a very fun show. It's very funny. Horo Sensei is such a lovable, uh, amazing concept for a character because immediately his screen presence is fucking addictive. I watched the dub for this, and this is probably my favorite uh voice acting performance that Sunny Straight has ever done in dub. Because he just fucking excelled at this role. And also a lot of the characters were very endearing and um like tracking like the course of their like relationship to the class and how they all develop with course since they both individually and as a class was really really fun to see. Um and uh um it's a very funny show. A lot of the characters are like over exaggerated and that makes it quite funny. It also has a very sweet ending that I enjoy a lot. It's got a completely insane premise, and it sounds like such a ridiculous concept, but it works quite well. I highly recommend Assassination Classroom to anyone that hasn't seen it. Um, Basilisk is going here. So, and maybe this is probably partly weird, but like when I like initially was like going through things on my watch list, I read this show like the plot synopsis or whatever. It sounded really cool. It sounded like uh romance combined with like Edo period like uh politics and shit like that between clans. And then, I watched 3 episodes, and I don't know, maybe it gets better from there, but like for me, that I watched was disappointing, and so I dropped it because it was just boring. Like the ninja action was kind of cool, I guess, but like it wasn't really human things. It was like a bunch of really weird creature things, and it was a lot more like fantastical than I was imagining. Which I don't know. Normally I wouldn't really mind that, but like when you combine that with everything else in the show, it just didn't really work. It doesn't really connect for me as well. So yeah, it wasn't like a massive, like a third bucket disappointment like the Obi-Wan show was, but it was just kind of like, oh, not what I thought. Black Clover is a fucking masterpiece. Black Clover is fucking peak shonen. it is easily my favorite new gen shonen series. I like it better than Demon Slayer. I like it better than JJK. Hell, I like it better than Bleach even. Um, and I will never stop meat riding Black Clover because Black Clover is straight up one of the hypest effing shows of all time. Um, and I love like basically everything about it. I love all of the characters. I love Asta, the main character. I love the power system. I love the fights. I think it has great animation. The music slaps. The openings go mega hard. The Elf Reincarnation arc is one of my favorite anime arcs of all time. Um, Everything about that arc is perfect. The villains are so good, and to top it all off, I know this is like an anime tier list, but the manga is so fucking hype, and I can't wait for anime to be returning in 2025. That's gonna be fucking awesome. Um, and yeah, I watched all Black Clover in like 5 weeks. It's so insanely good, so insanely hot. It's keep turning, and I fucking love it. Speaking of Bleach, it's actually funny that it's the next thing on this list. It's gonna go in good. It's gonna go in good, but still behind the silent voice. I think. There are a lot of things that I really, really like about Bleach. Um, Like, I love Ichigo as a main character. In fact, I fucking love a lot of the characters. The character designs are so badass. I'm a big fan of the power system. Soul Society, even higher than Elf Incarnation and Black Clover, is just like one of the best anime arcs ever. Um, and I go back and forth between whether that's better than Marineford, honestly, in One Piece. Uh, I really like the power system. The Fullbringer arc is fucking goated. That's so underrated. Thousand Year Blood War has been absolutely incredible. And Aizen is Aizen is my second favorite anime villain of all time. Uh, my favorite is one that we'll get to later. Absolutely one of the best villains in all of anime. Straight up. And the main reason I don't have Bleach higher is because, oh my god, the Arrancar arc drags so fucking much. Holy fuck. It drags so much. It's ridiculous. Um, um, it's like how much longer than it needs to be, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, there's good stuff in this arc, um, but like it drags so much. It's so long for no reason at all. Kind of like I said in my review back when I finished it in December, it is a struggle to watch in the best way possible because, it just that it drags so much. Um, like, also, like, throughout the entire Arncart arc, it's like it becomes incredibly inconsistent with like the power scaling it with regards to like, which Espada are stronger, which Aran types are stronger. Like what like level of Soul Reaper can take on, what level of Armtar just becomes like a total mess. Um, and then also there are some like, like the Espada power scaling is like way out of whack. Like the fight with Sigella Poro, who's number 8, lasted way fucking longer than the fight with number 7, who's supposed to be stronger. Um, and yeah, it's just it's kind of moots that entire part of it. But that's why I say Bleach is like the most 7.5 out of 10 show possible. Because it's a good show, but fucking drags. Um, Chainsaw Man is mid as fuck. Um, let's let that process for a second while I take a sip of water. Yeah, there I said it. Chainsaw Man is mid as fuck. It's not bad. Like I think you'd have to be insane to not say that Mappa's animation and action are just top tier, no doubt. But like I just it's impossible for me to get invested in Genki as a character like whatsoever. Um he's just not that interesting. I fucking hate Power. Power is so annoying. Makima's eh. The only character that I actually like was Aki, but he's not even on screen that much. Um, and even he's kind of like generic Edward type. Um, in comparison to the other two. Um, so it was just eh. I also like the power system was a little bit boring, and I thought it had some pacing issues. It was just like mid. It's just mid. Um, uh, Code Geass is one of my absolute favorite fucking animes ever. I rewatched it earlier this year, and it was just as fucking good as I remembered. Lelouch is one of the best protagonist main characters of all time. Um, and it's so interesting his uh to watch his entire development as a character. It's so like every single character in uh Code Geass is fucking exquisitely written. Um, Geass is also one of my favorite power systems in all of anime, no doubt. I also just adore the character design. The look of action is fucking badass. Like a lot of people, like I tell a lot of people this, and they say it makes sense, but I always feel stupid when I say it. But I've always felt like Code Geass is like Evangelion Death Note. Um and I'll talk more about both those shows later, but what I mean by that is like, you know, Evangelion has awesome fucking mega action, and also my favorite thing about it is like how good the climax writing is. And Code Geass has both of those in fucking spades, and then Death Note has like the insane plot and then similar idea for a main character, which is things done with better in Lelouch compared to Light. Um, and yeah, this will forever be one of my favorite animes of all time. Uh, um, now is this like bottom of here or top of here is what I still am trying to figure out. Well, Um, cause I'm still like not sure what's like gonna go up there yet. For now, I'm gonna put it here, but that might change when I reorder things at the end of this video. Um, but Cowboy Bebop is an absolutely just incredible show. It's such a good exemplar of amazing episodic TV. Each episode is it's amazing, a little contained story while having a little bit of an overarching plot. Spike is a fucking amazing, iconic as hell main character that you just cannot help but immediately fall in love with. Um, uh, and the spaceship action and all that stuff is really cool. That soundtrack goes fucking hard, and the opening is one of the greatest openings of all time, of course. I also love the other characters. I love Faye Valentine. I love Jet as well. I love Ein. Uh, and whatever the little kid's name is, which I cannot remember right now. That is really annoying me. I love their like interactions as a crew, and I think that like through these episodic episodes, it's amazing how like every single character is like fully explored, fully developed, and then has a very satisfying conclusion. And then, the ending with Spike saying bang after he's killed Vicious is just absolute peak and anime ending. I fucking love Cowboy Bebop. It was an amazing show. Okay. Now we have let's see, where is it? Go ahead and move this up. Uh because this next like mass streak of shows is gonna be like everything Dragon Ball that I've seen. Uh so first up we have Dragon Ball Super Broly, which was a very good film. I'm still gonna put it behind Bleach though. And actually one above. Um, uh, it was a very good movie, had a very, very enjoyable plot, great animation. I loved Frieza in this movie. I loved, Goku and Vegeta and like the new story of Broly, which I think is much, much better than the original one. Um, And yeah, I thought it was a really enjoyable movie. The fights were badass, and I loved Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. That was awesome. Now we just have Dragon Ball Super here, and I'm gonna put it there because I do think it's good, but um, I think that it does, you know, there are some arcs that aren't as, I guess, interesting as other ones. Like I'm not as much into the Universe 6 tournament. Basically some arcs are really good and then other ones are like kind of whatever. But man, like when when Dragon Ball Super had hype moments, they were hype moments on like that reached heights of few other animes. Uh now okay, we got Battle of Gods here. I am gonna put that there. I thought it was a good movie. Beerus is like uh one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters ever. Probably like second behind Vegeta if I'm being realistic. Um and I lost my train of thought for a second. And I just thought that, like, I think they did it better in the movie than the anime. Uh, now we have OG Dragon Ball, and that is going right there. That was a fucking fantastic show. Probably I would say the most underrated anime I've ever seen because I feel like I never hear anyone talk about it. Obviously, in my opinion, as we'll get to in a minute, it doesn't hold a candle to Dragon Ball Z, but I need to give it its flowers because um this is like the start of one of like, Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball has like all three tournament arcs are like some of the fucking peakiest tournament arcs ever. Um, and my favorite one is, I think you're at the 22nd one where Goku fights Tien. That's my favorite one. Um, and I am just a absolutely like I love how much there's like a spirit of adventure here, how much more like wacky and imaginative this entire world is. And how much it just feels like a fucking adventure. It was such a fun watch. Especially because this was the second anime I ever watched. Because I watched it before DBZ. And Resurrection F is just eh. It's not as interesting of an idea as Battle of Gods with about the same level of animation, I think. Um, and that's all I have to say on that. And Dragon Ball Z, obviously S tier, a little bit above Black Clover. For me, I think Dragon Ball Z will like eternally be in my top 10 anime of all time because it's just such a fucking masterpiece. It's like the the progenitor, the prodigal shonen, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like the inspiration for so many other shonens. Like Goku's a legendary main character. Vegeta is one of my favorite characters in all of fiction. I love like just watching his character development from like villain to um good guy to like making sacrifices and everything like that. All the villains in Dragon Ball are fucking peak from Vegeta in the Saiyan arc to Frieza to Cell to not as good, but Majin Buu is still really good. Um I love the humor. I love like Gohan's development is amazing. Obviously, like I don't need to say fucking anything about the fights. Basically, Toriyama's fucking goated. rest in peace. I still haven't gotten over that, even though it's been like 4 months at this point, maybe five, almost. Just like rip the fucking goat, he went too early, man. Um, next we have Death Note, and um, I am actually going to put it at the current top of this tier because Death Note is fucking fantastic. It's like well, number one, it's such an interesting idea. Um, And, the way they explore the rules of the Death Note is really interesting. It never feels like on like the live action. They just throw random shit in there. Everything seems like it actually makes sense and whatnot. Light is an amazing main character, just not as good of that archetype as Lucius. L is a fantastic character. I love Ryuk. Misa is a very entertaining female character. Um, and like the way the mystery plays out with like Light manipulating everything. And like their cat and mouse battle, it's fucking iconic. Of course, the animation is amazing. Tetsuro Araki is such a goated anime director. Um, and um, yeah, it's just a really good fucking show. Um it was like one of the first animes that I had ever seen, and I loved it. All right, what do we have next here? How are we going for 42 minutes? Holy shit. We still have so much more to get through. I'm determined to make this, and all in one video, though. Next we have Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer is I think it's better than Anohana. Hmm. Yes, I do. Just barely. I'm putting it at the top of this tier. Um, because I like Tanjiro as a character. I like all the characters. Inosuke is my favorite. I love all the Hashira. Rengoku is my favorite Hashira. Um, and like I've enjoyed every single season as they've come out. My favorite Demon Slayer content is by far Mugen Train. Um, uh, and just the entire thing. I love the world. I love like the demons, the breathing power system in Demon Slayer. I think the animation is fucking gorgeous, and yeah, I just really enjoy Demon Slayer. Um, oh my god. Oh boy. Oh shit. I don't know where this goes. Uh, Devilman Crybaby. Holy crap. This one is so fresh in my mind because I literally finished it like a week ago today, I think. Um, and uh, ooh, ah, really, Man, this is hard. No, 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 no. Not yet, not yet. Maybe like, after some time to set in, but no, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's very close, but it doesn't go above Death Note. Velvet Crybaby is such a incredible show. It is, for one, number one, it is by far the most graphic show I've ever seen, both like gore wise and in terms of like explicit content, to put it that way. Um, uh, but the animation is it's gotta be some of the best animation I've ever seen. It's like my first show I've seen by Science Saru, but like if other shows they've made are that high quality, I think I'm gonna be a big fan of other works by Science Saru. Because the animation has just gotta be some of the best I've ever seen in any show. Um, and the relationship between the and the symbolism between and like the best friend part of it and then how they like start to break away from each other and like the opposite ideas and how they come together and then break apart again and how like Rio manipulates Akira and then Akira just turns into like it's revealed that like, by comparison, like Rio is portrayed as this angel and Akira is a devil when in fact it's like the opposite relationship and the plot twist that he's like the king of the devils. It's like one of the best character duos in any show I've ever seen because of like the complex ways that they intertwine with each other uh and like the way the plot unfolds and how this is be working together but then they break apart and then like the ending was so good. This was such a mind-blowing, insane, incredible show. Oh, but it is not one I would recommend to very many people because it is deeply, deeply psychological. Um, and but it is such an incredible show. Ooh, boy! All right, we have a juicy one next. I mentioned it earlier, but talking about like Code Geass and how they related to Evangelion and whatnot. Here we have Evangelion, and I am going to put it there in between Anohana and Assassination Classroom because um there are a lot of things in this show that I would call like meh to just good. Like I think the idea of it, the world construction, the characters and the character development are they're good, but not like amazing. It's decent at best. The mecha action is very good. I will say that much. But there are shows that do it better. Such as Code Geass, in my opinion. But by far the best thing about Evangelion is its climax writing. And I think this is kind of a term that I have kind of made up myself, because I don't really know what other way to describe what I'm talking about. So, like, what I mean with climax writing is the way that the story in Evangelion builds up to the ending and how it next to the ending from where the plot is going. And I think this is by far the best aspect of Evangelion because especially in like I think if I remember, it's been like over a year since I watched Evangelion, but um the around like I want to say like episode 18, 19, 20, when the true nature of the world and the mystery about like what Gendo Ikari and his company is actually trying to accomplish is slowly revealed, and how that leads very slowly to like you know the end of this to the ending is just its peak, and it was like sucked me into the show like so hard because Evangelion was fucking weird. It's like the weirdest experience I've ever had watching a show of any kind because I knew I liked it, but until the climax writing started, I legitimately like before like if you go back to then like before I got into the point I talked about in Evangelion, I would have legit told you I like it, but I had no idea what I could say I liked about the show. I mean, I just knew that I liked it. Um, uh, and um, it's really weird. But I have not watched any of the Ava movies. I will say that right now, and that is because I know not a lot of people will agree with this, but I am completely satisfied with the Evangelion ending. Like, I think that it had a good build up. It made sense within the context of the story. And even though I had to watch like two or three analysis videos to understand what the fuck happened, I was okay with it. Um, so, for that reason, it is going in there. This is very easy and simple. Second favorite anime, third favorite show, period of all time. Everything about this show is fucking perfect. I rewatched it back in April. It's fucking perfect. Everything about this is absolute perfection. Nothing more to be said on that. Uh, all right, 15 minutes. Very nice. Um, Oh my God, we've got such a run of big ass shows here, dude. We have Full Metal, and then we have Viren, Fruits Basket, and Burn with Dawn. Yo, what? Oh my God. Anyway, that is such a fucking order. Uh, Frieren is another one of the best animes I've ever seen. I adore literally everything about this show. It has changed my life for the better. I think by watching it, as I explained a lot more in my review of Frieren, is the most beautiful show I've ever seen in my life. And um, um, yeah, I'm not gonna say more on that. Uh, a show that took me totally by surprise has become my new fourth favorite anime of all time is Fruits Basket, which is very fitting as the big O 40th anime that I saw. Uh uh I really like thinking back, I didn't for some reason, but I really should have made like an individual review on Fruits Basket because I had so many thoughts on it. I'm gonna start with this. Even though her character gets redeemed at the end, and the romance between her and Shigeru ends in a satisfying way, Akito is like my most hated anime character of all time. Um, and I don't feel like I need to explain that very much. Just because of how much she fucking destroyed the lives of every single character. Um, and like, oh my god, everything in this show is like just fucking perfect. The way that every single character gets immaculate development and every single romance ends in a satisfying way, and like Horu being such an amazing main character, and it being such a wholesome and charming and funny and innocent show, and yet having like such sad ass backstories is like it's just it's so good, bro. It's such a fucking incredible show. Um, uh, Gurren Lagann is another S tier show. It's another masterpiece. I love all the characters. I love the world. The mecha action is amazing. It just makes you so fucking hype, constantly. It's like probably the most hype anime combined, even over Black Clover, I think. In terms of like, everything. Um, it's such a good show. It feels so fucking awesome to watch and just finish, in general. Um, Howl's Moving Castle is one of the three Ghibli films on this list. I know I really need to see more. But this one is my favorite, and I'm gonna put it here. I think it is an absolutely amazing show, or a movie, I mean. I think the world is so wonderfully imaginative. Um, like way more than even Spirited Away or than even Spirited Away, which is like very imaginative in itself, as you'll see when we get to it eventually. Um, I love the way the romance develops. It's very satisfying, and it's such a heartwarming film. That I just adore. Hunter x Hunter, fucking legendary series. Easily one of my favorite battle shonen series. I love all of the characters. York Newt is literally my favorite anime arc of all time, with my favorite anime moment of all time, bar none. Um, and I am just I am a uh Nen is one of my favorite power systems. In fact, it might be my singular favorite anime power system. I love the relationships between all the characters. Kurapika is one of my favorite anime characters of all time. Um, and I, I fucking adore everything about Hunter x Hunter. It's so so deep, bro. Um, JJK. I think I am gonna put JJK. This is hard. I don't know about JJK. I think, uh, really sure. I'm thinking there's like a couple places. I think I'm gonna put it there. Yeah, that sounds good to me. In between Bleach and Battle of Gods. Um, I like JJK. I think it's a good show. I think it's got solid characters. I think it's got an interesting yet confusing power system. Gojo is fucking Gojo. Uh, Definitely my favorite character, but I think everyone fucking says that. I also think Toji's very funny. I thought the Shibuya arc in the second season was fucking fantastic. Um, and I loved how just insane the animation and the plot twists were for that, even at the expense of the Mappa animators, unfortunately. And yeah, I'm a fan of JJK. I think it's a good show, fun show, and I enjoy. Oh boy, Kaguya-sama. Oh man. Uh, that is going. I put Gurren Lagann masterpiece. I have with Kaguya-sama masterpiece. The romance is so good. It's by far the funniest anime I've ever seen. The romance is so good. The chemistry between all the characters is fucking fantastic. The premise is so ridiculous, and I love it. And the manga is like my second favorite manga. That it would be my favorite manga I've ever read if Berserk didn't exist. Um, this shit it's fucking it's so good. And Kaguya-sama is probably the easiest romance recommendation I can make, genuinely. Um, all right, next up we have something that I finished fairly recently, and that's Konosuba. Um, I caught up to the first two scenes in the movie by the time that that there were like six episodes out of the third season or something like that, and I've been watching it weekly since um I think the last episode of this season aired last week. It was a good season. And I think in general it's a good show. It is very, very funny. And I like if it's a parody of the isekai of the three main girls. Aqua is my favorite, because I find her the funniest, but all three of them are quite funny. I think the movie was my favorite part of Konosuba. But I liked all. I've enjoyed all of it. I think I'm gonna put it here in between. Yeah, Evangelion. Yeah, it feels right in between Evangelion and Assassination Classroom. Oh, holy hell, Made in Abyss. Oh my God. Jeez. Okay. So. I think I said in my free review that I would also make a review on Made in Abyss. I never did. Uh, because I had the idea for this. I just decided that this would be like a good idea. Made in Abyss is top 15 for me. It's one of the best animes I've ever seen. Uh, no question about that. I adore the characters, the way the characters develop, like Rico and Reg are just fucking adorable. Nanachi though, Nanachi is my favorite character from Main Abyss by far. Like, no question. Because her development and just the like her personality and how good her backstory is just amazing. Bondrewd, I I might have to make a video of anime villains now, but like he's gotta be like in the top 10 anime villains for me. Like the he is such an incredible villain. Um, his like cold, calculating, like absolutely ruthless manner, and just how utterly sadistic he is. It's just it's amazing. But by far, the best thing about Made in Abyss is the world. Like, it probably has. And I probably need to make a video on this too. Like, 10 uh works of fiction based on world building. Like maybe besides One Piece and Attack on Titan, it has like one of the best, most fascinating, most intriguing, coolest worlds in all of fiction. Like the Abyss is such a fascinating location that's explored on so many levels, like the history, the in-depth ideas and mechanics of what happens to a human as they go lower and lower by every level, the amount of fascinating creature designs and the way the flora and fauna is explored, the way that light is explored for people to explore the abyss. It's just get more water soon. Oh, we're over an hour now. Oh my gosh, you still have a lot to go. It's just it's such a fascinating, incredible world to explore. Um, I am such a huge fan of Main Abyss, and I like I can't believe that like more people haven't seen Main Abyss because it is such an incredible show. Um, when I was uploading the files, I accidentally had a screenshot of them. I uploaded onto here. We're just going to ignore that. Oh man, Makia. Wow. Okay. I think I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Um, because this was a fucking an amazing movie. Um, it was the animation is like some of the most stunningly beautiful I've ever seen. Um, and think of my thoughts on this one. The relation, the like mother son relationship that develops out of this show is just movie. I mean, fuck. The that relationship that develops out of um this show is oh fuck again. This is why I don't only look forward for this long, but it's we're gonna grind. Um, the relationship that comes out of this is just it's so beautiful. It's so sad, tragic, complicated. It's like, I believe his name's Arthur. grows up through different stages of life while Makia just remains the same age is just it's fucking it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, man. And I was a massive fan of this film. Uh Also like the world and like the difference between like the Iorths and the humans, it's really interesting, and the world building was really good too. It's just a bonus to it. Ooh, okay, we got Masherman. uh Mashal is like if Asta was in Harry Potter, basically, because if Asa was in Hogwarts, because it's about this guy that uses muscles at a magic school. Um and it's quite it and it's an enjoyable show. It's very funny, and the second season was good as well. And I've been obsessed with playing Bang Bang 1, which is actually the entire reason I watched Mashle in the first place. Um Hmm. Mhm. I don't know where I put it. It's definitely not better than JJK. I think I'll put it right there in between Battle of Gods and Dragon Ball Super. Uh, uh Mob Psycho. Um, I think Mob Psycho. That's hard. I love Mob Psycho a lot. I don't know where it goes. I think between Makia and 91 Days is how I'm feeling about this. Um, I really love Mob Psycho. I think it's a extremely enjoyable show. I think Mob is a fantastic main character who goes through some incredible development. I love Reagan as well. Reagan is like such a legendary side character. The animation is fucking incredible. I love the psychic system. I think it's basically like a better version of One Punch Man, honestly. Um, I am a very big fan of Mob Psycho, and season three was my favorite season of Mob Psycho. Oh my, monster! Let's see, you are getting plugged right there. Uh, uh, Monster is just straight up. I've talked about this so many times. I've glazed Monster so much, but it's so good. I don't fucking care. Johan is one of the greatest villains in all of fiction, and by far the greatest villain in all of anime. Um, my entire 30-minute review of Monster is like really the best way to get a complete idea of my thoughts on this, but it is like just one of the most brilliantly constructed stories I've ever witnessed in media, period. Now let's see. Mushishi. Oh my God. Okay. That is at the top of here. Mushishi is another show that would be on that list of like the most unique, like the best animes with the best world building, because the world of Mushishi and like the entire episodic plot structure and the way that it contributes into like there being a different kind of Mushi every single time, uh to the point where like nothing feels repetitive, despite the fact that it's 100% episodic. I think that's probably Mushishi's biggest strength is the fact that every single episode is like a different, completely different idea of a movie, and the way that it like explores like human ideas through this, and like just the amount of different ideas they have and the depth to which all of them are explored is just it's amazing. Ginkgo is such a fun main character to follow. From all of those. And the world that it episodically builds is just fantastic. And I'm so grateful that I watched Mushishi because it was such a incredible show. Um, Naruto, I dropped it. It's mid as fuck. It wasn't like disappointing in the same way. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put Akira in that tier as well, just because it was really disappointing and just drowned. Uh, I feel like it's unfair to just have it like in its own separate tier like that, despite how bad I think it is. Um, yeah, Naruto. I tried 10 episodes. I thought it was very boring, and it's just it's not for me. One Piece. This requires no explanation. It's like one of the best, one of the greatest, among the greatest stories ever told in media. For a fucking reason, and I only understand this after being fully caught up now. Um, Egghead has been peak recently. The best arc is Marineford. I don't know. Like, what the fuck do you want me to say about One Piece? like, like honestly, what the actual fuck do you want me to say about One Piece? Uh, I, I can't. I can't. I, I, I don't need to say anything about One Piece. It's fucking One Piece. What is this? One Punch Man, right? Yes, One Punch Man. It's a little hard to tell by the image sometimes. One Punch Man is a very, very funny show. I like both seasons equally. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I didn't think it was that like, for the animation being less good, I feel like, the villains were better in season two. I really like the Monster Association and the threat that it gave. Garo is very, very good villain. I'm a big fan of Garo. Um, Now where I put it, that's hard. I think it's definitely better than Konosuba. I think in between, it's a very weird placement, but in between Anohana and Evangelion, I think is where I'm going to put it. Um, oh, okay. Next we have Paprika. Uh, and straight up, this is probably one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. And there was about 20% of the film where I was just completely lost and was going like, what the fuck is going on? I was going like, what the fuck is going on for most of it, but there was at least like 20% where I was literally not able to follow it whatsoever. Um, but I really, really enjoy the themes and ideas that they explored in this movie, and I felt like it became much, much easier to follow in the latter half and especially the third act. Which is good because everything that paid off started to make a lot more sense. Um, it's supposedly a big inspiration behind Inception, and I can see why. And I love that because it's one of the best movies I've ever. Is one of my favorite movies of all time. Um. Yeah. So, like, what's the word to put it is. um, I think I'm gonna put it. It was better than Silent. I think I'll put it in between Assassination Classroom and Silent Voice because I think it was a slightly better movie than a Silent Voice. I accidentally put Platinum End on here twice. Platinum End is a good show. I think Metro Poliman was a very interesting villain for like the first half of it, and I thought the whole concept with like angels and it being like battle that's the battle royale to determine the next candidate to become God was really cool and really interesting. And but like the main character was and his love interests were kind of generic. And the main thing that honestly prevents it from being higher is because I like the ending, but man, it was such a mind fuck because it was such a fucking 180, dude. Like it went so far off the absolute fucking rails. Um, so yeah, definitely need to get new more Larson. Oh, we're only at 121. So that's not ridiculous. We still have a ton to go. Oh my God, Pluto. Oh my God, Pluto. Um, yeah. Oh fuck, I'm gonna be like rearranging my top 10 here now that I'm really thinking about it. No, no, no. I can't. I fucking can't. Uh, this used to be top 10 before Fruits Basket was in there. Uh, Uh, Ursaw Naoki fucking strikes again, man. Same creator as Monster. The sci-fi world that he makes is just really fucking cool here with all the robots and shit. And the way that like the murder mystery plays out here is so cool and like, the way that like the mystery and the plot unfold is just such a fucking masterpiece. It's like so brilliantly constructed, just like Monster. Um, the thing that it's not really like contrary to like why I like this show better necessarily, but like the thing that I think makes Pluto's existence such a fucking massive deal is um the fact that this is on Netflix, so it's accessible for an anime. Ooh, it's only 8 episodes. Now each episode is like an hour long. But I feel like, that's kind like people would be used to that. So it's a lot more digestible than like I don't know, a 25 episode. It's a lot more digestible than something like Monster, which is 72 episodes. I think. And um number three, it's a fucking Ursa and Naoki work. So, I think that Pluto is such a big deal because not only unlike Monster was it made recently, so it has uh, ear animation and just the some of the craziest CG I've ever seen. Um, but it still maintains Urasao Naoki's simple yet masterful character design at the same time. Um, it's for in my mind, I think it's such a perfect beginner show for people to get into Urasao Naoki's stuff. Because I think if you show someone Pluto and then they like what they saw, then you can show them Monster. And I feel like Pluto can be kind of a gateway to Monster, and uh, other universe on Naoki works by comparison, which I just fucking love. So yeah, such an amazing show. And I know that like not everyone counts it as anime necessarily, but fuck it, it's in my mouth. I still wanted to put it on here. Um, Pokemon. Uh, um, so I only watched four major series growing up. I watched the Kanto Indigo League. I watched the Hoenn one. I watched Black and White, and I watched XYZ. And after XYZ, which I think was back in like 2016, 2017, I stopped watching Pokemon because I grew out of it. Um, Kanto is um man, this is really fucking hard. Um, I think I'm gonna like put all the Pokemon shows in order like this with um Black and White very easily being the best of them. And those two is really going above Bleach, I think. And actually, Black and White can go there, I think, because it was by far my favorite Pokemon series. Gen 5 is my favorite, like, Pokemon generation. I love the sidekicks the best. But XYZ also had some amazing stuff. I fucking love Pokemon. It was like one of my childhood things. I didn't even really know it was called an anime. It was technically the first one I watched, even though not everyone considers it that necessarily, or like, it was a show that they watched, but I was like, is it an anime? I guess. I don't really know. But yeah, I fucking I love Pokemon as a kid, and I still think it's really cool. Even though I don't really watch it or play the games necessarily, I just think it's cool. Oh man, it's just fun. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it right behind Howl's Moving Castle because like if I hadn't rewatched Howl's Moving Castle last November, then Princess Nokia would probably be ahead. And I need to rewatch Princess Mononoke for that opinion to change, I think. But so my water, I loved how much like darker and grittier Princess Mononoke was. I love the relationship between the two main characters, Ashitaka and uh San. And no, Ashitaka and Princess Mononoke. I thought like the nature theming was really interesting. The way that it wrote themes through the characters was really, really cool. And I love like the grittier world. So I thought it was really cool. Princess Mononoke was an awesome film. Ooh, okay. Psycho Pass. All right. So the first season is probably one of the best seasons of anime I've ever seen. Makishima is like up there on my Mount Rushmore of best anime villains, no question. Makishima's entire presence in this season is just it's peak. Like the way that he manipulates everything, the way you're exploring his completely twisted psychology, and the way that him being so elusive is like tied to the way that like revelations unveil about the world of Psychopaths is really interesting. And Psychopaths has one of my favorite like dystopian worlds I've ever seen. Um, and like everything about the civil system and the mystery of that was just so interesting. And seeing all that on unveil and like the characters were really cool. The idea of dominators and the way those are used in action was really fucking hype. Um, like just such a peak anime season in the first season. And then the second season was good, but the villain just wasn't as captivating as Makishima. And then the third season I dropped like halfway through because it just got very boring. Um and like the plot didn't really seem to be going anywhere. So the third season does kind of bring it down a bit. Uh but I think I'm still gonna put it at the top of this tier here. Uh because it was still something that I enjoyed. Um, oh, okay. What are you at now? We are at an hour and a half officially. Okay. ReZero now. Um, uh, ReZero. Man, that's hard. Why do I want ReZero? I think, uh, I think actually even like here, just above Makia, I think is where it's gonna go. Um, because I thought that it was a fantastic show. Um, definitely the best isekai I've seen so far. I love the world building in ReZero. It was really really cool. And the way that all the characters were explored was just amazing. Emilia is like one of the best waifus ever. Um, and Subaru is really, really good main character. The action is hype. I'm mega excited for season three. I love ReZero and everything to do with it. SAO is because I think SAO, the first part, the season one, the first half is really, really good. It's insanely cool. Feeling to be like, trapped in a video game because it was like the first isekai. This was the first isekai I watched. And Alicization was also amazing. I really loved Alicization. World of Wonderworld was good, but not as good as the initial Alicization part. Gun Gale was really good, but also not quite as good as Aincrad or Alicization. And then Mother Cesario was also very, very good, and in season two. And then the Alfheim Online was it wasn't, I don't think it's nearly as bad as people say, but it was still meh. it was still good. Just definitely the least good out of all the other parts. Um, um, okay. Next we have solo leveling. I think I'm gonna put it here in between Matchel and Dragon Ball Super. I think it's a fun world. It's a with it's a Sung Jin Woo is a cool main character. I like, the power system. I think it's cool. Um and the action was really cool. I'm kind of wishing I watched the dub now because apparently like Alex Lee did really good, but I watched the sub because I was feeling good at the time. So it's just it's hard to say. Uh all right, Spirit away. Wow, where is gonna go? Um, I think after 91 days, because it was an extremely good movie that I was very much a fan of. I thought it was an extremely imaginative world. I loved I forget what her name is, but the main character was really cute, and the designs of the characters and the way the plot progressed and the romance at the end was quite sweet. Steins Gate is one of the best animes I've ever seen. I rewatched it back in May, and uh, even like my favorite anime of all time is not doesn't like just completely suck me in like Steins Gate does. No other anime sucks me in like Steins Gate has the ability to. Um, and also it is like just Okabe Rintaro is like one of is like besides Aaron like my favorite main character in all of fiction and protagonist, whatever you want to call it. Although every single character is also just written to absolute fucking perfection. The dub is so peak, and I will always say, you know, there's a lot of like best anime dubs, Full Metal, Dragon Ball Z, um, probably one other obvious one I'm not thinking of, but Steins Gate is my favorite anime dub of all time, and it's probably gonna fucking stay that way, honestly. I don't know if that is like ever going to change. Uh, um, so yeah, I fucking love that. Uh, uh, yeah, I fucking love everything with Steins Gate. The time travel is also so cool. Um, Sort the Stranger. Underrated, very underrated movie, I think, by Studio Bones, back in the 2000s. It's a real interesting samurai movie about like this low rogue samurai who like uh vows to protect a girl and that's being hunted by an opposing country. Um, and I just thought it was an extremely enjoyable film. Uh Same thing with the girl who leapt through time. Uh, I am going to put this above Spirited Away, because I really enjoyed this film. The animation was gorgeous. The way the main characters interacted, the way the time travel worked, and the romance revelation at the end was just very cute and something I very much enjoyed. Uh, Coradora, I dropped like just because same thing with Naruto. I thought it was boring. Uh, I made like 4 episodes and it just wasn't really going enough places for me. Uh, oh man, Vinland Saga, bro. Vinland Saga is like such a fucking incredible anime on so many levels. Thorfinn is such a good character. All the characters are so good. My favorite being Canute. The change between the first and second seasons is so palpable. It's like amazing. It's like one of the best in between like changes between seasons I've ever seen. The action in season one is great. The animation is gorgeous by both Mappa and Studio Wit in seasons one and two, respectively. Um, and the music is also very good. Um, yeah, I'm trying to be a little bit more concise since we're almost done and a little bit worn out by recording. Jeez, for hour 40. Violet Evergarden is fucking peak. It's one of the most beautiful shows I have ever seen. It was like an instant 10 out of 10. I watched it in one night. The animation was so beautiful. It's my first show I've seen by Kyoto Animation. I'm thinking I'm gonna like a lot of their other things if Violet Evergarden was this fucking good. Um, Violet as a character is just one of the best female characters I've ever seen. Once again, like her development is so tragic and yet so just like immaculate. Um, Also every other character that she interacts with is just really well written in this show. It's so beautiful. Wolf Children. That's going right by the two Momoha Soda films I've seen are both very good. Um, and I just like The Girl Who Loved You Kind of more, but like Wolf Children was this beautiful mother-children story that had a really interesting idea that wasn't the main focus. Obviously, that maternal child relationship was the main focus, and that was done just absolutely beautifully. Um, Your Lie in April. Oh my gosh. That's going to the top of there. It's very close to up here, honestly. And it was the first romance anime I watched, and I fucking love it. I love Kosei's struggles to learn the piano in the first half. It's so captivating, and this show, animation wise, is like one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. The colors pop in such a wonderful way. And the music is so good. Like the music parts and also the OST is incredible. Um, Um, and I also just love the romance part of it, and the ending was shocking. And I
I love the ending a lot, and I think that it doesn't really feel like shock value. I think it's actually a really good twist, and I think it's a very satisfying ending. Um, how not that your name. Oh my God, fuck. Where does this go with my favorite animes? Oh shit, I hadn't even thought about this. So Your Name is one of my favorite movies of all time, by far the best anime movie I've ever seen, and the most beautiful movie I've ever seen. It's like number six in my top 10 movies of all time list. Fuck. Where does this go? Oh my God. Dude, this is actually impossible. Oh my gosh. Uh, Holy shit. I legit have no idea. Uh, mm, oh, oh, shit. Oh, okay. I think, I can't say it's from One Piece. I think it's going there. Oh, that was harsh. All right, and then we saved the best for last. The greatest, not even the greatest anime, not even the greatest show, but the greatest work of fiction I have ever seen and will ever consume in my life. I'm convinced of that is Attack on Titan. Uh, Remember how I said Full Islands Brotherhood, basically everything is perfect? Attack on Titan has that and fucking more. Everything is like fucking a level beyond perfect in this show. It's that's the only way I can refer to it. Literally every single detail when I think about it is just like peak ass fiction. It's like the peakest of peak fiction. Um anyway, wow. 147. Very close to longest video I've ever made. Um uh well, if you enjoyed this video, thank you very much for watching. And thank you for making it all the way through this list. This was an absolutely massive undertaking. But I had a lot of fun recording this video. And I'm definitely going to continue doing this, like making updates. I don't know how frequent, whether it's every 6 months or every year and such. But I'm definitely going to keep like updating the same tier list template here. Um, but yeah, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end here, and I will see you later. Bye.